And so the government is pretty wary of blockchain. Control this. So AML KYC is one of the core issues. It's a bigger issue than securities, and it's a bigger issue than fraud, ICOs. So the bigger issue right now is how do we manage crime? Once we get this banking system out of control, how do we control crime in the world? Every crime which you do is 10 times more profitable than a legal business probably. Because if you're doing something illegal, it's probably more profitable because nobody else is doing that. You have a monopoly, you can just do what you want. And in these small worlds, once you're profitable, you can start controlling police, you can start controlling government, you can start running elections, and you become so powerful that the citizens cannot overpower you. So this whole decentralized FATF structure, there's a top body. It's like a Avengers of the world. I call them Avengers. They're really, it's a group which make these policies which control this crime on the go. And am I okay? I'm going. Let me just go a little faster. Okay. So they need control on the structure. So there is no technology right now which exists on the planet where we can actually identify people remotely. That if, let's say, you're somebody signing up from Kenya or somebody signing up from US, there is no way you can have a fraud-proof identification of that person. And that is the problem we're dealing with in the fintech space, in the banking space, in the blockchain space. So there is no eKYC. eKYC is more like emperors wearing clothes, and nobody's going to say that it doesn't work. So that's where the space, that's where the issue, that's where the big issue is. That's where we're stuck. And we are in the process of right now cleaning out this blockchain space. The regulators are, from the Silk Road, now we're moving towards a cleaner blockchain space. And then hopefully it'll be a big, nice regulated environment where everybody is safe and protected, eventually. That's where we're headed. So for that, there are key milestones. One is the securities law, which is quite certain and quite easy, and I think the US Bank ruled recently, a couple of days back. Hopefully it'll be sorted out. I'm sure it'll be securities eventually. So on the AML KYC side, we don't have solutions. We don't have technology to cover this. Okay, so long story short, we are trying to solve that problem for the globe. We've invented a new technology. I've invented a new technology. What it does, it's a verifiable screenshots. It's like a smart contract. Forget the smart contract. It's like a smart document. So you can log into any database in the globe. Let's say you can log into your US Social Security, or if you're in UK, you can log into your UK driving license. You can do a screenshot. It captures the data on the screen, your profile. You can log into that government website or a utility portal or a bank account. You can do a screenshot. It captures the data there. It checks the SSL certificates behind the scenes. It does a combined hash of that information and just puts the hash on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you get this document which is coming directly from a government source you can completely trust. And the fact that you were able to log in and provide that screenshot means it's really you. If you can do that for two different websites, let's say you can do it for your bank account or you can do it for a government ID, then we know it's really you. So we can actually now identify people on a global basis, anybody, and they can prove who they are without even seeing them. So the current eKYC models have a problem where it's very easy to hack them. You can order a passport with your photograph on it for $50, and it'll have your utility bill, and you can actually open an account in any exchange right now. So there's a huge regulatory arbitrage between exchanges, between jurisdictions, and so whoever complies dies. Right now the market is like the biggest liar wins and the biggest cowboy wins, because there's a huge regulatory arbitrage. I think so Yahoo came along in 1993 or 94 somewhere. And then imagine if we had internet and we never had SSL. Do you know what SSL is? How many people know SSL? Everybody, okay, pretty much half, more than half know SSL. SSL is basically the green thing which you see on your browser. You're supposed to check that before you put in your password. Let's say you're trying to log into Bank of America. That's how you know that this website is really Bank of America and nobody else. So imagine if we never had SSL. We would have had a banana republic on internet. We couldn't have had e-commerce. So in blockchain, what we're missing today is a domain name system. We don't have that. A discovery system. We don't have that. We're missing an SSL system. We don't have that. So that is one aspect. So the world today is missing an identity system. So because we're missing an identity system, we have the problem of fake news on one side. We have a problem of cyber security on the other side. the whole identity system is broken. So